Hello, everyone. I'm here, ready to get started. I'm gonna give it a few seconds and see if I pop up on my, oh, there I am. I'm on my computer. So now I need to see if I can get, oh, I think I'm on my iPad too. Yes, there I am. All right. So I've got everything set, ready to go. Hopefully they won't click off. When you come in, say hello. I never know. I can see how many are watching, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So I never know who's here. So if you're here, say hello. Tell me where you're from. I have been playing with sketches, and today's sketch really I had an idea. I don't know if it's going to work. I'm going to do the sketch the way it is, but then I'm going to do my idea and let's see if it works. I have to tell you, I got a very sad email this morning. I'm very particular about the vet that I take Ezzy to. I was the same way with Bijou. When I had to put Bijou down, I found a fabulous vet. So I went, I want to use him for Ezzy. I got an email today. He's retiring. Oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know who I'm gonna see. A lot of the vets I have found, they like the bigger dogs. They don't like the little ones. And I want somebody who likes the little dogs and shows some affection towards them and all. That makes a big difference with how they react at the vets. So I don't have to go back for a while, but I'm hoping when I go back that there's a vet there that I like. If not, I'll be looking for a new place. It's like, I guess I shouldn't complain, but it's like a doctor. I don't want to find a doctor I love and then him retire. Same thing with a dentist. So I hope I can find someone and it will all work out, but we'll find out. I'm hoping I can keep her there. They have all of her records. They've done, they did her spaying and all that. So I like the vet office. The people are very personable. When I first got here, I was going to one for Bijou, and the people in the front office were not personable. They were really nasty. So I went, okay, time to find a new vet. And that's when I went down to the other office. There is another doctor there that I used to see for Bijou, who isn't bad. So it may be that that's who they transfer me to. I don't know. We'll see. But the saga continues as it always does. I did get good news. My best friend she lives in Virginia now, but I have known her for over 30 years. We used to go camping together. Our kids grew up together and everything. Her husband recently passed away, so she's been struggling with things. She's gone to visit and all. Well, she's coming down to see me in March. So I'm so excited. So the first weekend in March, March 1st, I will be back. It's the following weekend. The 7th and the 8th is when she's supposed to be here. I won't be doing Facebook Live that day. So I'm excited, It'll be nice to have her come and visit. And then at the end of the month, I'm going to have Remy, and then the family is coming down. So Remy and I are going to be working on a quilt for her. Now, this is all based on whether Zoe's volleyball game, if she gets accepted. Excuse me. The application is pending, so we're waiting on that. But if it happens, I'm going to go to Zoe's volleyball game, bring Remy back with me, and we'll have a couple of days of sewing when the family come down. They're on their Easter break. So, all right, I have gone on and on quite a bit. So I'm going to get ready and flip this down and get started. And I think I'm going to have to flip my phone. So with that, I'm going to cover up my camera and close your eyes and don't open until I tell you if you're the type that gets dizzy. All right, so here we go. Take it out of my holder, flip it down. All right, I'm gonna hopefully, all right, now I've gotta, okay, we're ready. You can open your eyes and I'm gonna pull it up just slightly because I find if I'm not up high enough, I end up going off. I don't know if that's up high enough or not. We'll try it. If it's not, and I see I'm not on the camera, I'm going to slide it over a little. I will adjust it. Okay, here's the sketch that we're using. This one came from Sweet Sunday. Now, they do not do sketches anymore, but they do have their website up and they do have all their sketches there. So you can go and download them. So what I did, I'm adjusting my mat so it's straight, is I went in, I can push my mat up actually. I went in and found a sketch that I liked and I saved it. I'm going to go up a little bit more. All right. And if you hear the door, it's Ezzy. She wants out. I fed her and she's going to stay there while I do my live. So I found this sketch and I saved it to my computer and put it in a Word document. Before I did it, and this is very close to the size, your finished size is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Mine is actually 4 1/2 by 6. No, 4 3/4 by 6, I think, on here. So I was able to get my measurements by blowing up the sketch on the site. So if you didn't see that, I think it was last week's live. I showed you how to take the sketch and blow it up. I used my iPad, I think it was, and showed you. So then I got all my other measurements. The diagonal lines are 1/2 inch, and I said by 6 because you want a piece that's long enough so that you can have it hang over a little bit here and a little bit here. Because if you don't, you're going to have a corner showing, so it's not going to be right. And you need 3 of those. This piece is 3 1/4 by 4. So I've got all my measurements, and you need an element down here. So I decided I'm going to move that out of the way only because I want some space. I'll pull it back in. I'm going to use Petal Park because it's got the 3 flowers on it, and it's got the punch so I can punch them out. The flowers on here are 3 sizes, and they are kind of punched out. So that's what I did. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put my punch up there. The first thing I did was I had to decide about my paper. So I decided to go with a white card base, and then I cut my 3 pieces, and see, this is 6 inches long. And as you can see, it barely covers the whole side. So I'm going to use the large size. So this is from the Glorious Gingham paper. I love gingham paper. So I've got that. I cut this piece 3 1/4 by 4. And as you can see here, it's just, about 1/4 of an inch and not quite 1/2 inch. But that's the size of this. And then I cut my DSP to go on top 1/4 of an inch smaller. I actually use 3/16, but it's easier if you use the 1/4. All right, so let's get started. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fold and burnish my card base because it'll be easier to put on my pieces. All right, I got a little bit of dry glue at the top. All right, I'm going to put this on. All right, like so. And where's my tweezers? I've been using them a lot lately because I find it easier. Now, I'm going to put this down like so. And what I did was I looked at this. There's a little bit space here and more here. So there's that. I'm going to leave it, and I'm going to do the next one. And I'm going to leave a little bit of space in between. All right, so it's going to overlap. And I'm watching my spacing so that I get a fairly even space in between here and there. And it looks a little off. There, that's better. So watch your spacing there. If you want it actually perfect, take a ruler, and if you have a T-ruler, you can put the T-ruler, you got to butt it up against those. Now this, all right, butt it up against your sides and come down here. And I'm using the centimeter side because if you look, it's just about 1 centimeter. So if you're particular, use a ruler to help get it. You can also use a regular ruler, turn it around, and I've got, if you put your numbers up against it, hold it down, you can put this piece down exactly even. So there's a tip for you about how to make it even. I eyeball things. I look at it from the aspect of it's a handmade card, and I'm not worried about it being absolutely perfect. Those are not the same size, but most people won't notice it. All right, now that I've got that on, and I've got glue on my mat, so let me get my towel to wipe it off, because if I don't, my card will stick. All right. I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to trim my pieces off on each side. Okay. And now I can get rid of these and put them in the trash. All right, so I've got my stripes on there. Now I need this panel. And I decided to use the same color, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, and see, mine probably could have come down a little bit more because they've only got a little tiny space there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and use the opposite side. I'm going to use this smaller gingham for this. So I'm going to add it, and this is blueberry bushel. I don't know why I chose that one. I just did. I pulled out my gingham, and this was the one that appealed to me. This I'm going to put on with dimensionals. So I'm going to pull in my dimensionals here. All right. And I use a half a dimensional. I cut them in half because I can then use them all the way around. All right, those are just edges from where I had. And I have another thing of dimensionals to the side. Yeah, when you cut them down. And now when you get down to this, I cut the tip off of this and use the tip for something. So now what I'm doing is I'm going through and I'm cutting off the other half piece. All right, and I'm going to use one in the middle. All right, so I've got it covered. Now I got to take all my backs off. And this is where your pokey tool is your friend. You can use it to pop off the backs and save your fingernails. If you do a lot of paper crafting, it's not good for your fingernails. It wrecks them, so I use that. Now this is going to go on, and I'm going to center it as best I can. I will tell you it's hard to center because of these diagonal lines. So do the best you can. I look at the top and bottom and the sides and go with it. All right, now it's time to stamp my flowers. And I've chosen Blueberry Bushel, but I'm also going to use Daffodil Delight. I'm going to do the Blueberry Bushel as the outline. Ugh, my Blueberry Bushel's hard to open. And I'm going to stamp it. Ooh, I'm going to put my tip on. I do this all the time. I lose the thing. I usually say, I'm going to tell you where I put it, and then if I can't find it, you can send me a message. All right, I'm going to put this on here. And I think what I'm going to do with my daffodil, I don't know if it'll work. So let me grab a piece of paper. I think I'm going to try doing an off stamping. So let's see what it looks like, because my daffodil is, yeah, I'm going to go with the second generation. I just have to make sure where I stamp it off, it's perfectly flat. And then this goes in, and I will tell you, use the outline first, unless it's a light color. Whichever your dark color is, stamp that one first. And in this case, my Blueberry Bushel was my dark. So I stamped that first because then it makes it easier to see. See, that yellow is much better than full strength. Now I'm going to use my punch and punch it out. I love stamps and punches. My next one I'm using a die, but there was no way around it. I pulled out a set that I can't even tell you the last time I used it. Now I'm going to put this on with these on with dimensionals also. So I'm going to grab my dimensionals. All right. And one more here. All right. I did not include leaves. If you want to do leaves, the picture didn't have leaves. Sometimes I don't know if I'm going to use a leaf or not until I get it done. All right, so now I'm going to pull this back in. The big flower is at the top, so I'm going to put it there. And this one's going to need a sentiment. This one is going to go here, and the little tiny one goes down here. See, so it could use a few leaves. And this one, like I said, is going to use a sentiment. I don't have one. You know what? I've got one over here I can pull to use. It's one of my favorite ones, and I can use the same piece of paper, and I'm going to do it in Blueberry Bushel, and I won't need a layer behind it because I'm going to put it here. I need to ink up some of my pads. There. I love that hello friend. All right, now, yes, I do. I'm going to use, if it's up here. Oh, it's not. Let's see. Let's try this. Sometimes I can, I think it's too big, and I didn't stamp it up high enough. All right, hold on. Let me see what else I have. I was looking, hopefully, to use my postage stamp, but that didn't work because it's not here. It's downstairs. Let's see. I think I can use this one. Yes, but I'm going to show you how to do it smaller. I'm going to punch it out. All right. So I only punched part of it. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to reinsert this. Oops. The key here is getting a hold of it. You have to kind of hold the end. And I'm going to kind of look at, I don't want it too close. I think that's good. See how I've squeezed it, and now I don't have to worry about it moving. You want to make sure this side and this side are right where the cutting of the punch is. And then you punch it out, and you get that. All right, so I'm going to take, and I'm going to put this on with dimensionals. Find my other thing here. And then when I have a new sheet, what I do is I start on the side and I cut up those half pieces. And then I do the other side, and then I cut across. I lost a piece. I'll have to pick that one up. I'm going to put the dimensional on each side. Let me get that big piece that I dropped and throw it over to the side. Yeah, see, it's too much space there, and I'm probably going to add some gold pearls, which again is downstairs. So there's the idea straight from the sketch. All right. Now, like I said, I thought, wonder if instead of putting strips across, I used a piece of DSP and I cut it at an angle. And nope, this one's bigger. You know what I forgot? I got my DSP, but I want a panel of white to put it on because it'll just be easier. So I'm going to grab one real quick. All right. To do this, what I did was I measured down here and here, and I put a mark with a pencil. And I kind of fudged this one. All right. Then I took a 1/2 inch 3 more times. So there's 1, 2, 3. Hopefully this will work. We will find out. This is a way you can get 2 for 1. So let me move this out of the way and this out of the way. And I'm going to take my paper, and where I put that first mark, I'm going to put in my cutting channel, and the first mark on this side in my cutting channel. Now, I will tell you what you want to do with this is you want to start in the middle. The reason being, if you don't, what will happen is your paper will smush on one end. Now, to make this easier, I realized I wouldn't even have to mark this. You can flip it around because I need a 1/2 inch and cut it. All right, keep that in order. That's important. Take another 1/2 inch and cut it. And because this isn't straight on, it's at an angle, it works. Put that one there. Then take the last one, oops, went too far, and cut it off. The key is hold it tight. All right, so I have all my pieces cut out. And I've already figured out I'm going to be doing some modifying, but I think I know how to get it to work. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is I put my marks on with a Paper Mate pencil. This one is acting up, and I've got to buy some more because these are the best. It erases easily. You don't see the marks. I've tried several, and the Paper Mate work the best, and I usually buy them in a big package. All right, now, this piece is going to go down here, all right, and I'm going to play with it because, as you can see, this is a very narrow piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece, and this piece is going to go even with the top. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down. And I'll do all my trimming at the end. And you wanted this in order because then your pattern stays the same. And I'm more concerned about this edge than this edge. All right, so there's the first one. Now here's the next one. This one's going to go on. All right, where's my tweezers? All right, and this is going to be at an angle. So this is going to be interesting. And I'm going to leave just a little tiny space in between, like so. My trimmer is not, I need a new blade. This one is next. All right. So this is a great way to use your DSP for a different idea. All right. And again. And then the last one goes on. And I started with a 4 by 5 and a 1/4 piece of DSP because it was just easier. And now I'm going to take this last one and I'm going to put it on like so. And I will trim off any excess. And I know there's going to be some excess. All right. So the key here is, and this is a big enough piece that I can hold it in my hands. All right. Now I'm going to flip it over. Let me put my tip back on so I don't lose it. And I'm going to cut this away. So just take your time. All right, and cut your edges. If it's off a little, in other words, that's so slight I'm not going to do it. I will go down here and trim this one because it's a little bit off. All right. So get rid of all these pieces. And so there wasn't a whole lot of scrap. It was probably about 3/8 of an inch left over. And now I have the same idea, but instead of strips, I've used DSP and left a space in between. All right. And I'm going to put that on my card. And you know what? I didn't come up with a piece for that. Oh my goodness. And I didn't pull out the ink for this. Oh. All right. I'm going to put this down. I was so excited that So here's, this is another way to take the sketch and reverse it, so to speak. So, I mean, there's so many things you can do with the sketch. All right. I need a piece here. This is crushed curry. And I'm going to use, I pulled out the sweet citrus set. How many of you have this and haven't used it in a while with the dies? I thought, oh, this would be fun on here, something different. So I need to get my crushed curry out. And I need to find a piece. And I don't think the gingham had anything in there that would go with it. No, it's got green. It's got this green, but ew, I don't like that. Ooh, I just saw something. Let's see if this one will work. Most of it's going to be covered up. This one will work. So I need a piece that, this is 4 inches, so 3 1/4. All right. A fourth by 4. That one looks different. No, it's the same. Oh, because this needs to be smaller. I'm going to put this on white. So I need a piece of white that's 3 1/4 by 4. This is what happens when you get this idea and it's like, let's give it a try. All right, so there's my 3 1/4 by 4. There. Now I've got to cut this down. And remember, I use 3/16. So what this works out to be, if you want to do a 1/4, you can. It works out to be 3 1/16 by 3 5/8. The line past 5/8. All right, so it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11/16. All right, so this is going to go on here like so. All right, and I've got this, and I've got this, and I have my scrap paper. So let me get this put together. I tried to look at my stamps and use something different that I hadn't used in a while. This would be adorable with the Sunny Days DSP and the Playing in the Rain bundle. That would be cute. All right, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to add my dimensionals all the way around. Excuse me. This is well, most of my backs are coming off, which is probably a good thing. And that one's stuck together, so I'm going to put it on separate. Get it off my finger. Okay. I just have to be careful that I don't. All right, now see, that side's done. Now I can go over and do the same thing on this side. I'm just going to cut the full way because it's just little tiny pieces there. In my workshops for my beginners, I provide like dimensionals. They bring their own glue, but I do provide dimensionals. And that one, part of it didn't come off. The back didn't come off. So I'm going to take the front off and I'll work on the back. See, it's stuck for some reason. So if I use double-sided tape or anything, I do provide it. They're beginners. They don't, most of them don't know if they're going to like it. A lot of them love it. They just want to make the cards. They don't want all the supplies. So I do that for them. All right. And there's that. And again, I'm centering it as best I can. Now, I'm going to take my scrap piece of paper And I'm going to use my crushed curry for my outside. And I re-inked these, so this is really dark. All right, so I'm going to put that down. I re-inked these before I left to go to Maryland and then California. Now my daffodil. So they're pretty juicy. And I think I'm going to off-stamp this one. Covered up my paper because I think it's too juicy. Yeah. And then this goes in like so. And go there. All right. And then I make sure that I've got it. Yeah, that looks, the other it wouldn't have given you any contrast. Now we're going to take the die and cut these out. And what I do is I put it down, I line it up, and I tape it in place. And I try to tape the top and the bottom. All right, let me cut this real quick. Put my ruler away. I'll go looking for it and won't be able to find it. Ow. Oh. Well, I can't do that. I just caught my finger on my pencil because I put it in upside down and I sliced it. So I got to be careful because I don't want to get blood on my card. And then I got to go put a Band-Aid on it. Now, when you take your paper off, your tape off, pull it away from the image. Don't pull it. I'll start it, but I won't do it. Don't pull it in towards. Pull away and pull it back on itself. I have found that the pulling it in towards the image will rip the paper every time. All right, now, I am not going to use, I don't know where it is. It's around here somewhere. Oh, it fell off. I'm not going to use that one, so I'm just going to put that aside. What I am going to do, because it needs something, if I have one up here, oh, I don't know if I do. I'm going to pull out all my ones that I think are empty. I want to use some Wink of Stella to make it sparkly. So let's see. And I'm just going to do the center. All right, that has nothing in it. I think these are all empty. I may have to get a new one out. There's a little bit there, but not enough. Oh, here we go. There's some in here. I store them. I may not get them all done, but... All right, so, ooh, I wiped it off with my finger. And you're going to go down here and do these. So this just gives it a little bit of sparkle. All right, there we go. All right, I managed to get it out. Oh, I got to get a... Hang on, guys. See, it sliced it good. It hurt. So I'll have to put a Band-Aid on it. All right, now we're going to add some dimensionals. And here we go. I'm going to... Now, when I have a circle, I do 4. I do 9, 3, 6, 12, 3, 6, 9 is how I do it. This, now these are bigger, so I don't know if I'll get a sentiment on here or not. But hopefully... All right. I keep dabbing at it because I don't want to get, like I said, I don't want to get blood on my project. hazards of being a crafter. All right, there, I've got all my backs off. Now, I think for this one, because it's bigger, I'm going to start with the one in the corner. And actually, that could be cut off some. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut it straight across. All right, so I've got that one. Here's this one that I'm going to put here. And then this one I will put here, but I will tuck it under the other two, like so. And then all it needs is a sentiment also. So there's two ideas from today's sketch. And I took and made my template that I'm going to put in my binder. All right. And then I usually go back and put the dates as to where I've used it. All right. So don't forget to make your binder. It's a great way. I mean, look at these sketches that I can go back, and if I'm struggling, I can find one and come up with a quick card, really easy, and I keep this right next to where I craft. Okay, let me get ready. Flip this around, so close your eyes. And I'm gonna pull this up, put this in. Don't open yet, don't open. Okay, I've got it done. I'm gonna move this so I don't sit on anything. All right, I hope you enjoyed today's sketch and it's given you some ideas. I know people are here watching. You cannot comment on my Facebook Lives unless you like my channel, but you can give me a thumbs up if you liked it. It's a great way to, you know, put my videos out there to inspire others. It's a compliment too to me if you like my videos and what I do. So if you want to watch and comment, make sure you like my channel, or subscribe to my channel, I should say. And I don't post a lot, but at least you can see. I need to start posting my Facebook Lives over here. I keep forgetting that. So, all right, it's lunchtime's almost over, and I have got some errands to run. I hope you have a great afternoon, and I will be live on Saturday on my page on Facebook. So I hope to see you there. Bye.